An Affair to Remember, starring Cary Grant and Deborah Kerr. Welcome to the New Spirit radio show by the Society of Novus Spiritus, founded by world renowned spiritual teacher Sylvia Browne. Today's date, oh my god, we got here, but hey, we're here. It should be October 30th of 2024. Coming to you live from California, both NorCal and SoCal are your hosts, Reverend Tom Bigley and Reverend Catherine Taylor, playing audio segments we call Messages from Spirit. Why? Helping you answer the fundamental question, what are we here for?
These segments are recorded trance sessions from Francine, Sylvia's spirit guide. This is for new people. Sylvia was a full trance medium, which means Sylvia contracted to let her and Francine's essences exchange places in Sylvia's body. And we think of our bodies being similar to a car. One driver gets out and another driver gets in. This allowed Francine to share spiritual knowledge with us directly from the other side.
On occasion, another master teacher and healer, a guide named Raheim, would exchange with Sylvia and present us with spiritual information as well. Francine and Raheim shared directly from sources like the Akashic Records, Mother and Father God, our spirit guides, Christ, and many others.
And meanwhile, during trance, Sylvia would sit on a nice bench on a rose garden on the other side.
And here are our hosts, Reverend Catherine Taylor and Reverend Tom Bigley.
Hello.
Howdy. We made it.
Here from Floofy.
Hi.
Knocking everything off my desk.
There we go. Just get those paws up there and wave them for fun. Well, feeling better?
Oh, yes. Yes, very much.
Good.
Night and day.
Good,
I had kidney stones.
Yeah,
I'm great.
I can only imagine what the challenges are with those are.
Yeah. Walking, other thing. Yeah. Just gosh, it was interesting. I get them every now and then, but I've found that I certainly need to stay hydrated. In this case, we're getting ready to move. Just locally here in Los Angeles, we're moving. Movers are coming later this week. So I think that I maybe wasn't staying as hydrated as I should, as we've gone through the preparation process of that, and paid the price, but that's all right. And I am super happy to be here right now.
Cool.
Always happy to be here. Yes.
Well, looking forward to seeing what the background's going to look like when you get to the new place. So that'll be fun.
New home office studio. Yes.
All right. Let's see. Welcome everybody that's watching, listening, however, whenever. Wanted to get through our. Oh, it's been a while, so I'm like, what do we do first? Well, I like to talk about an agenda. Just give a brief outline of what we're sharing and explain why does this take so long? Why do Well, we've got a lot of helpful information and there's fun things to participate in that are meaningful for different people. First off, we like to start out with some announcements. Then we follow that with how did you use Novus Spiritus philosophy? If you're familiar with that, now's a great time to start posting in the comments what you used. How did you use Novus Spiritus philosophy? We'll move on to then special prayers and a moment of silence. Then we get into the trance segments. I'll push a button and we'll share a meditation by Sylvia. Then I'll talk about some closing notes. And then there's a special prayer ceremony. So later on, yes, we have a special prayer ceremony that everybody's welcome to participate in. And I will talk about those later. I'll describe that later. I follow that with appreciation, and we conclude with a prayer by Sylvia. I don't know if I have a candle. This one's toast. Well, let me see what happens with the candle here. Nope, sorry, it's toast this week. All right.
All
Well,
right.
we'll have to imagine. Poor candle. All right. So yeah, we can visualize that where each of us are lighting candles for this occasion. Uh, Following that, let's see. Oh, some announcements. Yes, I have a few announcements to bring up. Uh, that's what my problem is. Oh my gosh. Please do share, promote, like, promote this content. Yes, it says promote this content by on Facebook. If you can share, like, and follow, that's great. That really gets this information out to others. On YouTube, if you subscribe, give thumbs up and click on the bell. We're going to start watching for how many the count on these things and letting you know what we see. Because at the moment, I only see one thumbs up on Facebook, not on YouTube. Kat gets a chance to review Facebook while we're live. Let's see some more thumbs up for everybody that's listening in on Facebook and YouTube. Somebody asked about donations. Well, yes, you can donate go to the website and you can use either credit card or Venmo. That helps keep this things like this going. Sorry, I'm using the wrong glasses, so oh well. But yes, you can always donate on the website. Again, you can use credit card or Venmo to participate, or what's that other fancy one? PayPal. That's available as well. I'd like to again welcome all the new subscribers and followers. Welcome and let us know what you're hearing and participate in what we in the comments. Oh, here's another fun announcement. Vote.
Yes.
Get out and vote. Whether you start early and get your mail ballot in, if you can do a mail-in ballot, get that going. And otherwise, I'm looking forward to my sticker after I vote. Oh, another fun announcement. Our first live video stream was October 27 of 2021. Well, we kind of came and went and passed, but hey, fun to acknowledge when we got started on this. So that makes it what, three years now? Oh my God, that's amazing to me to think where we're at now. Time flies when you're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and following that, our first show was August 7th of 2013, when we started out on Blog Talk Radio. I know many listeners recall that. Also, maybe you missed the Sylvia Browne birthday reading special. Well, I did because I missed announcing that information over the last couple weeks. I wanted to share that. However, if you missed it, you've heard hindsight is 2020, so don't miss out on Chris question specials. You can do so. Get informed by you put your email on the website, and you'll get notified so that you'll have that head start to know when those specials come out. So you can get a reading with Chris, and get that hindsight answered for yourself. Let's see, how did you use Novus philosophy? Yes, that's our fun segment to start out with. How did you use Novus Spiritus philosophy? If hopefully you've been writing in the comments, and in the meantime, Kat's going to point at where we start with this.
Okay, I'll volunteer to go first. I have three things, I suppose. First, do you remember a while ago when we were talking about, we heard about a technique to promote kindness in a conversation by visualizing somebody having a pink mask, like a
purple?
To not a purple one, but specifically if people are being
pink
unkind,
one.
to use visualize a pink mask covering covering people, so that just is a way of promoting kindness, apparently. So a friend of mine recently had sent me a text message saying that their job, they had a person that was just unloading on them, and it was completely it wasn't their fault. They were my friend was just the person answering the phone for the company, and it's like, ma'am, please, please. And so since he'd sent me that text message, I was like, okay. I just went into meditation, and without knowing any of the specifics of like where it was located, I just was visualizing for this interaction, pink masks, and everybody calmed down apparently, because I got a text message 5 minutes later saying, okay, that was a complete 180. This person cannot be possibly any sweeter.
Yeah, fun.
It's like, cool, interesting. I was not necessarily expecting such a strong endorsement, but that was pretty cool. So that one I definitely did want to share. Other really super quick, I went to on Friday. I'm trying to now get into the habit of doing setting an intention to go to the holding place, and I feel like I went there because on Saturday it just had something sitting with me, feeling like I saw lights, and it just had a feeling with me. So that was cool. I'm gonna just keep trying to build that into a habit of setting an intention on Friday night, to like right before I go to bed, just to, because I was afraid that I was going to wake up feeling like distraught or drained, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I just felt fine. I felt fine. So
good.
Yeah.
Good.
And the last thing is that I started watching oh boy, just real quick. I started watching a documentary on HBO Max. Name of the documentary is Breath of Fire. It's about a yoga practitioner who was a Kundalini yoga instructor in Los Angeles, where I live. And she's a yoga practitioner to celebrities, and apparently a huge following. She passed away during the pandemic. But apparently it came out later that she was extremely abusive to her employees. And there is something about spiritual leaders being awful to the people in their immediate surroundings that makes me so uniquely upset. And I just wanted to say, it immediately made me think of like, this is one thing that Sylvia talked about, was that, isn't it interesting how people can be complete angels to everyone else around there as long as like their ego is involved, but the second that it's somebody in their immediate family, people are awful to each other, or coworkers, for instance, can be awful to each other. So that's, I just wanted to say something, because that just gets in my craw. It makes me so upset. So I just want to say I appreciate you, Tom. Tom is wonderful 24/7 every single time. I appreciate all of the people that we have in our community that just are just always collaborative. I'm so thankful to be here. So
fun. That is interesting, and it goes back to I think you made a point above Francine's talking about how a person's, I want to say the value of a person or their worth or something is shown by the wake of their actions. You know, what transpires afterwards,
what's
or when
downstream.
They're gone.
Yeah, what's downstream after their legacy? I think, as Raheim says, like, how do you measure a person's legacy? You look at what's left behind after they're gone.
Yeah, if it's good or destruction on left behind. Fun.
Boy, yeah. What about you?
Well, I was trying to decide which. One, I just finished reading Sylvia's book on dreams, the Book of Dreams. One of the things that helps me settle at night is which I've created a habit for, is I do my best not to be so worn out that I don't feel like doing it, reading before I go to bed, but occasionally. However, what that does is just reading some pages until I can't read anymore helps me helps my mind calm and be ready for bed for a better. I think it gives me a better night's sleep because I'm not so on about watching video and my brain being dragged over the coals. Well, it depends
Mhm.
on if you're if you've gone too far with your energy level, with watching TV or something that helps drag your attention out, and drags your energy out. The book helps calm that, and then I get a better night's sleep. So I just finished that one, and I had an interesting experience at a recent networking event. I normally don't do networking, but I've worked on my one, not being so anxious, and two, bringing the what's the word? A different having a different energy with me as I go, and it's been interesting to see one how I've walked myself into normal conversation, people's conversations, networking that I wouldn't normally feel invited to, kind of thing. And it's been interesting experience seeing other ways how I've wandered into conversations, as it were. And that's how I see it. It's been a fun, interesting experience for me.
Very cool. Very cool.
What do we have for anybody sharing in the comments?
Yeah. Looking over, got over on YouTube, Jorge shares. A couple weeks ago, I went to my compensation and pension appointment, and hopefully it was enough evidence for me to receive veterans benefits. Please pray that all goes well with my case. We'll be happy to keep you in our prayers. Absolutely. We're on Facebook. Hold on, I just need to pull this up over on Facebook. Please bear with me because our system that forwards messages to one spot isn't always that cooperative. So over on Facebook, Gibson says, hi Gibson, she says, okay, Tom, you're good at this. I dreamt of two mountains, a river flowing between them, and a plane crash in the river. On mountain had snow on top of, and the other didn't. I was told the name of one, but don't remember. What's your first thought?
Can you read that again?
Absolutely. So she dreamt of two mountains and a river flowing between them, and then a plane crashed in the river. One mountain had snow on top, and the other didn't. She was told the name of one mountain, but doesn't remember. What is your first thought? It feels like
Almost like if you're looking at it, if what you visualized was two mountains, one had snow, one hadn't, one didn't. I would I'm curious which one was left side, which one was right side, with or without snow, and not knowing that because to me you've got one on either side. It's some form of emotion and intellect. And the snow cap, would tell something about that, some kind of detail about that. However, mountains are also about challenging yourself. What your, as our philosophy talks about, climbing the mountain of self. And
snow on
it might be a choice. Now, with an airplane that crashed, what think of for yourself, what does an airplane represent to you? Is it about travel or moving? Is it a form of transportation for you? Because crash doesn't always mean something devastating. It could also mean that, hey, this is this is the destination. Um, it could also be the end of the road, or you know, it depends on what that airplane means to you. So stop and ask yourself, what does an airplane mean to me? What does it represent? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of an airplane? So that is a connection to, between two mountains. And yes, a river. Sometimes a river can be, water can be a representation of mother, how that influenced you. So those are just some common things. The best thing for you would be asking yourself what do each of those symbols represent, and what's going on in your life that those representations connect to. Is the airplane connected to? Are you thinking about travel, or because an airplane could represent a variety of things, whether you know somebody that's going on travel, or it's just a form of transportation, or maybe you can't stand airplanes.
Yeah. Or even what was the nature of the crash? Was it a crash that has been there for a while, or was it something new? Were people
Mm,
injured? Were they
there you go.
not? So the circumstances might have some clues as well. Because when I think of when I think of, I dream of disasters quite often. That's really, it's really something. And so I know for me that if I am dreaming of a disaster or something going terribly, terribly wrong, it's often trying to work through an emotion of overcoming obstacles and not getting stuck and um, not giving into whatever the circumstances, and just being like, no, 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 no. Like, there's something here that I can help with. There's something here that I
Mm-hmm.
can persevere with. So that that could be another angle to consider as well. But for everything that Tom just so wonderfully talked about. So
And it's also things of that nature. Traumatic situations are typically release dreams. It's like your mind has things that it hasn't let go of, or it's been nattering on, and it's stewing inside, and the pressure wants to be released. So that's the form of like letting go of that pressure.
Gibson says, "Thanks, Tom. You make me think now more deeply." Very
Cool.
cool. Thank you for sharing. More comments we have over on Facebook. Esteban says hello from Central America. Hello to you too. We're so glad that you're here. It's awesome seeing you. Over on YouTube, Aaron says, by the way, remember when I was saying I was having issues with sharks in my dreams? I decided to turn around and face them, and the scary dreams stopped. That is awesome.
Good for
Very
you.
cool. Good for you. Yeah.
See,
Um,
even I'm still challenged with stopping, and when I still get uh, uh, not so much sharks, but difficult situations, and uh, um, I still haven't perfected the thing of turning around just as you did. So good for you.
mhm, absolutely. Reverend Danny says, this week I'm giving it to God to see if I get the job, get the city job and move to Flagstaff. I'm just waiting to not go crazy and hoping it's for the better good. Whatever's for the
There you
better.
go. Yep,
Fantastic. Good.
that's great. Now find
Love it.
something else to keep your mind busy.
Yes.
So
Put it out there and
it's
refocus.
it's like the ultimate letting it go is, find something else to focus your attention on, and if you need to, set an alarm so you do remember to go back and look if you got a notice or something.
Hmm. Absolutely. Let's see here. Ramona says, a new episode of Breath of Fire tonight, Kat. All right, I'm going to watch. I'll be thinking of you, Ramona. um, Aaron says, it's true. I've never seen you mad, Tom. Often contemplative, but not upset. And Yeah, Thomas is just wonderful to work with. He's just fantastic. Super, super.
Wait till I get frustrated.
Oh, that's fine. Sometimes I sneak into the lobby, and you're trying to get something to work, and I'll hear some interesting commentary, but I just chuckle. It's understandable. It's nothing anyone hasn't done to like vent off some of that frustration, but it's great. Ramona says, "Cat, I adopted a cat last week. Fun. Oh, you should share some pictures. Either email us or post in Discord. I'd love to see." Aaron says, "I want Tom to work at my workplace." Oh. Absolutely. And I think Erin also says that she's would appreciate some prayers to find a new job, which we'll be happy to keep in our hearts and go into prayers. All right, I think we're doing pretty good here for what we used in Novus. And what do you think is next?
Well, I hope. Wow, okay, all right. I'm trying to read, make sure I'm doing the right thing here because my I'm reading off a different screen and everything's scaled different. So I'm like, wait a minute, was this what? Anyway, we did that. Announcements. We did. How did you use Nova Spirit's philosophy? Let's see. Oh, and thank you. Special prayers is what we're up to. Nice. So let's take a moment. We're going to have a moment of silence. We're going to ask for that energy to get out. And yes, because we do have to ask, and we are closest here to those that are here in need. So we're going to ask for Asna, the archetypes, archangels, even our spirit guides to get in there, get out there, and put that energy out, influence the situation so that the best outcomes are happen for those. And yes, we want to ask for what's the greatest good. Ask for the greater good. So let's take a moment of silence. We're going to ask for all of those. Visualize what that outcome is. What you think you'd like to see for that outcome. Like turning around and facing the sharks if that's what you're asking for help with. Or in my case, it was feeling more receptive to in networking situations. So it's been a fun.
Well done. Well done, all.
Fun result. So moment of silence. Amen.
Amen.
That could go on for a while, huh? With all the things that can be thought of. Let's see. If you also, so these are if you're posting special prayers in the comments, they are public. If you'd like to post a prayer privately, you can always go to the website and look for the prayer chain and post something there. My favorite phrase is be the prayer. If you see a need, fill it. We are good with that. If you are streaming challenged, yes, we have a conference call that you can call in and listen while we're live. That number is 888-534-2696. And of course, I appreciate that you stay muted so that everybody else that's listening in has a wonderful show. Now it's the time for the trance segments. Oh my gosh.
Sure is. And also, it is Halloween week.
Yes.
Happy Halloween. Yes. Little piece of Gnostic trivia before I read the trance stuff. We are told that Halloween was celebrated by Gnostics, and people would dress up as something from their past life as part of a way to honor who they like, honor their own journey, and also I imagine to help release something if it was appropriate. So just in case anyone was curious, that is our history as Gnostics. So
Fun.
All right, so the first segment that we have, Raheim is continuing on from our last episode, talking about the holding place. He suggests going to the holding place to help rescue people once a week. He's going to talk about liberal religions. We, as Gnostics, have ethics, morals, and moderation of all things. We don't believe in adultery of the good. Then we're going to hear about Novus's reasoning on abortion. You can meditate to go to the holding place. And Americans tend to be complacent until something affects our household. Oops, getting called out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Vote.
All right. That means let's get educated.
Raheim, it's interesting you speak about, because I spoke to a woman today whose daughter died at the age of 29 of alcoholism. And it's almost, when you're talking about this, I'm wondering if maybe her daughter might be in that place.
Yes.
Would it be beneficial, because I'll probably talk to her again, I feel, would it be beneficial to tell her about this, or
I'd be a little careful to tell her that her daughter's in a holding place that's all gray and muddled. I think those are, unless she's very spiritually adept, to tell her to go in there and save her daughter would be a little bit scary. What I would do is I'd go in yourself tonight and get her out.
Oh, and, okay. Because I was wondering, okay.
Because she died of cirrhosis. That's what she died
Right,
of.
she said, and I just thought it was young, and I would think...
It is terribly young, but she never had a sober day from the time she was 14.
Sounded like that. But it's a little bit more, too much to explain to people.
Now, with true Gnostics, and this will hopefully come out in a book someday, into one of the chapters of the dark and the light and all this, and we have this in Tools of Protection, the other side, but I think we should spend an awful lot of time on the rescue part of this now, because not only can we rescue people in this world, but let's rescue them in that holding place.
It always seems to me that when you come and give us information that we're either ready for that information or that information is pretty important right now. You were talking about the electromagnetic changes in the earth. How relative is that as to what's happening in that holding room? I mean, is there something that's going on as a desensitization of our spiritual nature?
Oh, absolutely.
That actually changes
You're absolutely right. Polarity,
so
yes.
Basically, we're changing that, so there's nothing for it to bounce against.
That's right. Nothing. It's going right out into the atmosphere.
And that's why we have to go actually from the
We
other
have to
side,
go
just
and
like-
get them. Because they look down on this earth and they don't see much. I mean, even though we're a great Gnostic movement, they're looking around the world, and even though we're a big bright dot, we're not big enough yet. So they're looking back at the fundamentalist religion they came from, the hellfire and damnation religion they came from. Tell me anybody in here that came from a liberal religion. You don't have one. Nobody did. There's none. I don't care whether it's Germanic Lutheranism, Episcopalianism, from, although I will say one thing, the Anglican Church is probably more liberal than any other church that we know of. But even they have their strict bylaws. Yes. Now, see, when you say that, people think we have no ethics or morals. Yes, we do. We do not believe in lascivious behavior. We do not believe in extension of anything that is over the border of morality or ethics. We don't believe in drinking ourselves senseless. We believe in, like the Greeks said, in moderation in all things. We don't believe in adulterous actions. We do not believe, and I don't mean just sexual, I mean adultery means to defy anything that is good. We do believe in anyone having sexual preferences. We do believe that if you choose to terminate a child, you may, because the soul never comes in. We're very liberal on that score. But we come to that point with great knowledge that the soul does not enter. So it's always with a backup of reasonability, not just to abort a life. Although I can't talk this much to Sylvia about this because even though she knows all this, she has a very hard time with that. She's not condemning, but I think it's because it took her so long to get pregnant and lost so many children. She's just not really up to it sometimes. But I can tell you truthfully, we just don't come in. Yes. Anything? Somebody? Yes.
You're asking us to go to the holding place and to help those people. What is the frequency that we should go?
Try to go once a week. If I got all of you to go once a week, I would be so pleased. I will accompany you. I don't care how many of you want to go, I'll accompany you. You won't feel, unlike a lot of other astral projection things where you come in and you're so tired you don't even remember it. I'll even give you a report of how many of you that I've seen if you choose to come. But I certainly will get enough archangels, not that you're going to be maimed or hurt, but just asked to come. It won't scare you. It might frustrate you. It won't scare you. Yes.
Will we bring back
Knowledge.
knowledge? I mean,
Yes, you will.
what we were there and what we saw. And
Yes. Sylvia was so
will we
surprised.
see you?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely you will. Yes. Oh, you'll see me, I guarantee you.
How about if we meet at 3 a.m.?
I don't know your time schedule, but I mean, I'll be there. I'll be there. I mean, I'm always awake. I don't sleep. Yes.
During this magnetic disturbance and dealing with local and court issues, would it be beneficial then to blacklead all of people involved there? As well as
Well, I think Roger addressed this. He said, isn't this a bounce off? There's nothing to, it's a boomerang effect. There's nothing to silver net these people. I don't know if we need to lead them so much as you need to lead yourself. They're still at another vibrational level. So, but like he said, they can't help but be disturbed because they're still on a lower vibrational level. I'm sure the earthbounds are disturbed. Yes.
Can you go to the holding place on in the meditative state of 369?
Sure you can. You can go in the meditative state. Absolutely you can.
Our country was founded on the principle of separation of church and state.
It's not anymore.
No, for the last, 50 years, it's more and more church control. What, as individuals, can we do to stop this?
American people have always been very complacent until they start getting hit on their home front.
Which we're at a point of opportunity for everybody. So that's why, and that was Enid who asked that question, Enid Laws, and I recall one of the reasons I remind people to vote. That was one of her fun encouragements every well, in our case it's 2 years. Was get out and vote is what she would tell us. So I like to share that with everybody, remind everybody.
Yes. Yes. Don't be complacent. I think that is a really, really apt call. I don't know. I don't want to necessarily call it a call out, but just, I don't know. I guess it kind of is. I don't.
Well, think of how many for the population of the United States. It's always been documented. Seems like every time there's voting going on, if you've got this many voters, only this many vote.
Yeah.
A less than half portion of the people actually vote.
Mm-hmm.
That's whatever that percentage of what's left over. That's the complacent. Majority of them are typically complacent in. Either I don't want to vote, I don't care to vote, I don't want whatever it is. It's they're I think of it as they're not being influencers, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that comes to mind that I think is very important, and it's related to a trance that we heard earlier this year, is that it is extremely easy to become cynical and think that no matter what we do or say or believe as Americans, or things are just so crazy out there in some aspect that what we do doesn't matter. That is a seed of cynicism that can turn into letting a darkness kind of like start to seep in there, and and depression start to go in there, because we have to believe, as like, even just as people who seek spirituality, we have to believe that our efforts matter, and that we have some ability to affect a situation. Is it going to happen all the time? No, but at least an attempt was made. At least an attempt was made, even if it was like, even, and like, when I personally think about it, when it comes down to voting, I get very, very frustrated, and have gotten very frustrated in some elections, of feeling like my vote doesn't matter. But if I start thinking that way, then of course I'm not going to show up. And then what happens to local elections? But what if you have like a local election, and that is something that you do have a lot more sway in, and it does matter if you research to see if a person who is posting come there. Like, I passed a billboard in my neighborhood in Los Angeles. I passed a billboard of that looked very, very professional, but his website is I hate vegans .something. And I'm like, here's someone who's looks very put together. They look like a professional politician. It'd be very, very easy to just walk past it and not do anything. But like, hold up, I hate vegans. Like, what? So it, like, locally it matters. And like, how, like, if we end up like electing some lunatic to like a PTA board or something, like that has an impact on like families, like people I might even know,
and community,
clients, community. Yeah, I don't have kids, but I have child clients that are in my neighborhood. How I vote matters for that. It matters, like, because these kids come into session and say, like, this teacher, they have this policy. I've got, teachers that I see as clients. They come, so like, this local policy, et cetera, et cetera. Like, so stuff does matter, even if it feels like something states away, worlds away, can't affect everything. We can affect, and we are told that we should have concern for what our environment looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Our circle around us. What's the local circle around us? Yeah.
Yeah. So
what about comments?
That's my rant.
Yes.
From a spiritual perspective, as best I can. Thank you. What were you going to say?
I was trying to think of, we need a graphic of a soapbox. I'm on my soapbox now.
I know. I'm on a soapbox. I'm on a soapbox. I've nothing
anybody
but loving
share
kindness.
Anybody share in the comments?
Yeah. I think there are a few comments saying, like, there is a lot of frustration. There's a lot of emotion, riding high. Also, we've got some new members. So glad to have you, Miss Sarah. We don't usually talk about politics. Don't worry. This is the special circumstance.
We're just encouraging voting, and
however is right for you.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And it was part of the conversation in the trance. So it's just encouragement of get out and vote. You got to decide what that is, what's right for you, right for your community, and then go do it.
Yeah. So
cool. Glad to hear there's new people, and let us know what you think.
Absolutely.
How things went, what it sounded like, and look forward to seeing you more.
Absolutely. Yes.
Any other comments, or we got another segment?
Let's see here. I think we've got another segment. Yeah, 'cause folks are sharing in a very positive way their perspectives and their so that's great. Just keep it positive. We like to of course say that, you know, everybody has their own point of reference, and that is a natural and normal part of human life. Just want to always speak to others respectfully when it comes to some of these things.
Yeah.
So all right. So next, we're going to talk about more political things in the trance.
All right.
Not more. So here we go. All right. He's going to say Americans often live in denial. Kenneth Starr, back in the Clinton times, because the date of this trance is in 1998. Kenneth Starr had an evil about him because it diminished our standing in the world, what he ended up doing. So the downstream effects of what he did. 98% of Washington, D.C. has been involved in affairs. Everyone has skeletons, so when it comes down to it, who cares? Terrorism is a horrible threat from both right-wing jihad and right-wing Christians. Maybe don't live next to a nuclear power plant or a federal building, but living near airports tends to be safe.
Oh, as far as terrorist safety.
Right.
That's what I think.
As far as terrorist safety. Yeah. And again, we're talking like as of 1998. So there's some timing context here as well. And he's going to talk about insufficient airport screening. 9/11 was just around the corner from when this trance took place. And lastly, fibromyalgia and immune system issues can sometimes be from germ warfare, apparently. Wild.
Cool. All right. More education. Here we go.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more uprising because of all the money that's been spent on this silly trial. It's your money. Your money that's being spent. Americans have a denial factor. I'm not being judgmental on this. This would never happen in other countries. They would be blasting the Bastille, as we say. But I think it's probably better for peace sake to let this play out, because it should be done anyway by the end of this year. But the money that it's caused is just horrifying. I'm not condemning nor sanctioning what anybody has done, but I am here to tell you that in this point I do agree. There's something very evil about Ken Starr. Very evil. There's no doubt about that. It is. It is. And the thing that makes it so terrifying, regardless of what he's done, neither here nor there, it's what has diminished our reputation in the rest of the world. The rest of the world, because the Prime Minister of France has a mistress. Italian governments have they all, not that I'm saying this is a fair thing to do, but they cannot believe that we have used a sexual battering ram to profess to be a liberal country and a moral country, and to let all this leak out into the press, to make such an issue of something that should have been none of our business. And that's what the sad thing about it is.
Truly laughing at it.
Yes.
What is the, guess at the percentage of those that are in the political arena in Washington, D.C. that would be involved in a similar situation?
98%.
Amen.
98%.
Are they afraid of the cannon turning around?
No, don't you see what? Oh, yes, but they should be, because the cannon will turn. But you see, what is amazing about it, they figure that if the heat's on him, it's off of them. But that, like you said, the cannon has a tendency to turn. There isn't one senator, maybe one, he's too old.
I know.
2 congressmen that haven't, but I mean, we're talking about 98%. And even your reporters. Yes.
I really have a problem. Everybody said the president lies, but the people bringing it up, they all lie every day.
That's right.
This is what I don't get.
That's right. Is it really a lie to say something that is privately? It's very much like, I love what Sylvia experienced in her earlier life because she was so concerned about lying. And she said to a priest, what if somebody calls me and I say I'm not home? Isn't that a lie? And the priest said to her, you're not home to them. Which goes along with what Clinton, it's none of your business what I've done. It's none of your business. And I love what one of the, I never watch TV because Francine and I have a very hard time, but Sylvia was relating to Francine. This one lawyer said, very much like you without sin throw the first stone. If everybody's life were an open book, what could we say? How would we all like to be stood up and stripped? None of us would be. We all have skeletons, whether it was in our closet. In my closet, I had skeletons. Who doesn't? Who cares? It's part of life. Yes.
What about terrorism?
Terrorism is a real horrible threat. I know that everybody's concerned about the Presidio or San Francisco. You don't have to worry about that. But this jihad is a very dangerous thing. This is what we call the holy war from the, the right-wingers of the Islamics. It's terrifying. And they really want to target government. Yes, because they're so mad at this whole Saddam Hussein thing. Although they've broken off from that and formed their own terrorist band. So now we have three different, we have three different factions that are coming about now. So we have break-offs from the group. Plus the fact in parts of Montana, Wyoming, and the big sky country, now you've got the militia rising up in this country. The bombings. This I will tell you, you're safe where you are. You're safe where you are. But I don't want you to be necessarily moving to some place where there's a big nuclear plant or a big federal building. I'm not thrilled about you doing that. And nobody that I see here is in the jeopardy of that. But I think anybody that has even though I know they're cracking down on airports are pretty safe because the restrictions are high and they're keeping a pretty good eye. But your federal buildings are what's up for, yes.
The LA has been having problems because the people who are checking don't have the authority to stop the people that they see with guns.
I know. And not only that, the only thing that bothers me, although there's not going to be much terrorism, but people can smuggle a gun in their, not their carry-on, but they're not checking those as well. The bombs in the clothes that go in to the ramp, the suitcases. And they're not checking those that well.
So far, the terrorists have been using bombs and everything. Are they going to use any biological?
Well, that's what all your immune deficiency illnesses are. That's already leaked over. That's what your fibromyalgia and everything is the germ warfare. That's what I said, be aware. When Sylvia was talking to an FBI agent the other day, he said, Sylvia, what are you the most afraid of? She said, the Christian Coalition. You know what he said back to her? So am I. So am I. Well, my dear ones, I will try to meet with you again, even though we won't necessarily have a formal trance set. I will come back in again and give you some information on how many I've seen, and if you've been there, and if you want to come, and if you don't, nobody's going to hate you if you don't, but give it a try. You might be very amazed. And I like the idea of meditating to get there, because then you'll really see it. All right, well, God bless you and keep you.
Absolutely exquisite.
And use your magnets.
Bye.
Oh, that's a good reminder. Use your magnets. We should have a magnet session.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And no, I have not. I've been reminded. Should be using my magnets. That helps. We were just hearing about. We're supposed to visualize lead like a lead plate under where we walk to help reduce the magnetic influence from the Earth. And that, the magnets do help just to make that adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
The other point is, yes, Raheim was reporting at that time, what he felt, what he saw at that time. And yes, we do have new technology for better viewing. It's harder to do terrorist acts with the airlines. Is it perfect? I don't think so, but I think it's a heck of a lot better than and they've been advancing over the years.
Yes. I'm aware of somebody in my family who accidentally snuck on a very, very not okay thing to have on an airplane. And they didn't get caught.
Yeah.
And they didn't find it until later. They were like, oh. But that would have probably would have been about 10 years ago. But that this trance was what, almost 25 years old. So that's a lot of time for technology to catch up. And
yes, 10 years is long. Yeah, is a long time for that kind of thing. There's new penetrating. They can see more what's going on inside. They don't need nowadays. They don't need to. Or at least for my recent flight, you didn't have to take your laptop out of a backpack. That you could leave it in there and send the backpack through. So that, to me, that's a big improvement.
Yeah.
And I think they're less and less having you take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Any comments you want to share, or did you have another quarter's worth to share?
Yeah, we've got some comments. Let's see here. Gibson says, "I've been using my magnet. That's fantastic." Oh, I used a magnet for the first time in years, and I just was doing the gentle sweeping of over my head, and for an hour afterwards, the whole left side of my face was just twitching. Nothing disruptive. It was just gently twitching, but I was like, okay, interesting. So yeah, those things do have some sort of impact there. Let's see here. Over on YouTube, we have Beth shares, just keep on smiling. And then back then there was a lot of terrorist talk. Yes. Mm-hmm. And Jorge points out, there's the hypocrisy regarding do as I say, not as I do, sort of politicking. I thought that was really interesting how Raheim said, the canon has a tendency to turn back around on the person. I thought that was interesting. Let's have more of that universal karma. I'm just saying we could use some of it. And Jorge says, now the airport security is a lot better. And Jorge used to work at the airport. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. And then Aaron says, at our airport, they usually do a very thorough job of getting to the bottom of anything, and should something occur, and we usually hear about it within 24 hours of anything happening. Good. I'm glad for all the people out there that help make us safe.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
That means it's time for meditation. I just wanted to point out that is the tail end of a trance, and in essence, that's the what was created as the series. that was the end of the series, as it were. And I've been collecting or researching and editing some more segments that we can keep listening to, other things that came after these trances. So we've got more fun stuff to listen to coming up.
Yes. We do have more. We're going to hear about some really, really neat things in the future. So.
So meditation, time for meditation. You know what? It's been so long, I'm losing my knowing where stuff is. All right, there's a meditation. No, this one. All right, here we go. Cool. All right. What we do encourage you, for those of you that are new, we do encourage you to sit with your feet flat on the floor and your palms upward on your lap to receive that wonderful healing energy. If you're a somnambulistic, and you're like, you're out, well, great. Find a comfortable place to lay down so you don't fall out of the chair. If you need to pay attention to what you're doing, don't pay attention to us, but by all means come back and listen to these wonderful meditations in the on-demand when it's appropriate for you. And for the rest of us, we're going to enjoy this. Here we go.
Find a comfortable place to sit with your feet flat on the floor, or a comfortable place to lay if you need to. And rest your hands palms upward on your lap. Now, to start relaxing the mind, the body, and the spirit, take 3 deep breaths while letting go of any cares from the day. Now, close your eyes when you are comfortable.
Rites of Autumn. I want you to spend time relaxing yourself completely and surrounding yourself with green, white, gold, and purple. Get in touch with God's knowledge. Now as you exhale, go back through time to a life long ago when we were Gnostics in the Qumran group. The women are all wearing freshly washed mantles of linen, and the men are draped in off-white or dark colors. We're gathered together in a grassy knoll in the middle of a desert, facing a huge statue of Mother Asna, roughly hewn of stone by our artisans. There is danger in having such a statue because some outsiders consider this idolatry. Yet we bravely live by our beliefs, because as she anoints us, we become shining lights in this desert and in our lives today. In our rough muslins and sandals, bearing baskets of food, our hearts are full of petitions. We want to be steadfast and to be able to share every part of ourselves. As we approach, we feel a freshness. A light rain begins to fall as the sky clouds over. Mother Asna is not crying, but she is sprinkling our heads with holy water. We feel soothed and blessed with each drop of rain that moistens our faces. We're being anointed. Our pain and our cares are all dropping away, as if we were all one being, and our courage arises within our breasts. It is almost as if the statue, in all its beauty, becomes supple and alive. As it descends from her pedestal and reaches out her beautiful arms, she dips her fingers into a golden chalice of oil and anoints each person here. Say, Mother, help me to remain constant in my fervor, and let my actions reveal my innermost beliefs. Feel the quiet breeze as an anointing. Feel her forgiveness. To the ancient Qumrans and to us, this anointing means that you are marked by her, which is probably the most beautiful gift you could ever have. As Asna stands and her beautiful eyes shine out at every one of us who asks to see her. Miracles are created constantly. No one can forgive everything, so always ask for her blessing upon those in pain and those we cannot forgive. Let her see our shortcomings. Release pain by giving physical comfort or giving monetarily. Let us help our loved ones to sustain grief, and let us help each other through the journey of life. You are anointed. Feel the strength and abundance in your heart.
Now, on the count of 3, come all the way back with that wonderful feeling. 1, 2, 3. Fully alert, fully awake.
Wow, I forgot about that one. That's... Are we still on the air?
Very
It's a little too
nice.
quiet. All right. That must have been a good meditation for people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you have any questions about what we shared, feel free to post in chat or email us questions to newspirit@novus.org or cat@novus.org or tom@novus.org. And of course, we appreciate the listeners, both live and on demand. Show your appreciation for New Spirit Radio by sharing, promoting, liking, and subscribing. Check out our websites, novus.org, sylviabrowne.com, and chrisrightnow.com. Yes, you can find us on Facebook. Yes, you can find us on YouTube. Also, if you... Oh, we're on Discord too. You can find us, there are Sunday services posted on YouTube and Facebook, both live and on demand. In addition, you can hear details about those by going to those venues and searching more about them or listening more about them. Also, on Facebook, there's a lot of posts from 2 ministers that do a lot of fun sharing of information. Now's the time that is the special prayer ceremony we call the novena. And I do my best here to give an explanation. What we're going to do, maybe I'll say the phrase first. So what we're going to do is together we're going to say this phrase 3 times. I'll lead us and we'll just say it together 3 times. Doesn't matter when you're watching, listening, or participating in this, because there's no time on the other side. It's just we're getting the energy out. The phrase we're going to say together is, I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. And so I'll lead us. Just follow along, say it with me. What I encourage is that we visualize that we're all together in a huge room and we're holding hands, making this huge big circle. Now, how does this apply? Well, you may recall that Raheim, Francine, and Sylvia have told us that we are a spark of the divine, and that follows our tenet number 10 that says, "Let no one convince you that you are less than a god. Do not let fear imprison your spiritual growth." So I will lead, and for when we say it 3 times, I'll tell you what you want to ask for. Think about and ask for from the other side, from Mother God, and then we'll do it again. We're going to do that 3 times. So I'll let you know what you'll be asking for after each segment. Let's see. Oh, I got to be able to see what we're. There we go. Sorry, adjustments. Fun. All right, here we go. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now ask for things for yourself. Okay, here's the second one. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, ask for things for others. Okay, and the last one. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, picture our light going out like a beacon of light for others that are seeking this spiritual knowledge. And now what I'd like you to do is think of something that you are appreciative of or grateful for from last week. Something special, a special thought. I'd like you to visualize, grab that thought and hang on to it for the next week. That's going to help keep you spiritually uplifted, feeling that, helping you stay motivated for the rest of the week. And also show your appreciation to Francine and Raheim for sharing all this, researching all this wonderful knowledge. And of course, Sylvia for coming to this insane asylum of the universe to start this movement and for showing us how to get some peace of mind and grace while we're here. And Asna for helping us and protecting us. And Father God for providing the most prestigious school for us to experience, learn, and satisfy our unique spark of curiosity. Of course, appreciate Bob Ingle for helping with some of the audio and graphics, and especially Sammy and Javon for the wonderful theme music that we have, the intro outros that we have. For the show, writing, setup, and hosting is Reverend Catherine Taylor. Editing, technical direction, and hosting is Reverend Tom Bigley. And now, a prayer by Sylvia. Where did I put those? All right, prayer by Sylvia. Enjoy.
Healing Prayer of Novus Spiritus. Dear Mother and Father God, we are all gathered here to love you and to receive your blessing and healing energies. We ask that you send your everlasting energy to heal all who are in need today, using the healing force that you, as our omnipotent parents, can provide. Send us all the power and force of your energy and love to heal us all, to sustain us in our everyday lives so that we can continue to experience for you. Help us to remain examples of your love and guide us back to you if ever we go astray from our chosen paths. Loving Mother and Father, help all of our spirit guides to channel your energy and the energy of the archetypes that surround this gathering in your name, so that the energy sent is received fully and completely in each and every one of us. For those loved ones who are unable to gather with us today, we also ask that you send them your healing energy and love, so that any malady, whether it be mental or physical, be completely healed and eliminated. We ask for this in your name, Mother and Father, the name of God. Amen. Arem Shem Beth Sadal Sacravilium Ahad. The translation of this that we use in our services is, Blessed be this Queen on high that is sacred to all who come to her.
And Kat's going to share with us. I'm going to unmute you.
We love you very, very much. Have a safe and wonderful Halloween, and we will see you next week.
For so long,
Good night.
have ignored you.
All right.
As if you were not there. All praise went to the Father. We were so unaware that through the years you've shed your tears for all the pain we bear. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. You've planted every blade of grass, creator of the stars. And when I'm feeling down and out, you mend my broken heart. So now I sing this song of thanks because of who you are. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. You're more than a friend to me. You give me everything I need. In your peace you hold me tight. You are the bringer of the light. With no fear we boldly stand, because you hold this world in your hands. You are the truth, you are the hope and love we never knew. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. Mother